All right, and we are back. I am back. Donkey Kong is back. Diddy Kong is back. Dixie Kong is back. Cranky Kong is back. Funky Kong's back, although he has more of a backseat role. This is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Copyright 2004 Nintendo. Made by Retro. Alright, this is the Wii U version, by the way. Let me know in the live stream how I'm coming across. This is a bit more bombastic than Donkey Kong Country 2 was, which I just streamed. Voice is fine, he says. Game audio is low. Well, what do you want then? What do you want here? I can probably boost the game audio a bit. Okay, how's that for a balance? Okay. And we get to watch this gorgeous cinema scene. At the time, well, it's got to load. Okay. Yeah, at the time, people said, like, this is as close as we've ever come to getting, like, a legitimate Donkey Kong cinematic movie. And I think it's been eclipsed in everybody's hearts by the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Rivals trailer and then the Best Friends trailer. But it is cool kind of to see Donkey Kong Island and the Kongs in a much higher level of detail. Not a fan of how undistinguished the island looks in the retro days. And of course, we could all say that it's because K. Rool blew the face off the island with the Blastomatic cannon in 2009 or 2010, which is when his final smash takes place. You time travel back to right before the Country blows the face right off the island. It was definitely lacking, and I hope they recarve it in the future because Donkey Island just doesn't look right without it. This Ice Dragon. Where are the other Kongs though? Like even Funky Kong, who was in the Switch version as a playable character, is not at this party. I just assumed Funky and Candy were having sex at this moment and they were running late. Because I do ship Funky and Candy, and in the worst possible way to do it. Like, no, they have to be spending a good day on his birthday party. Having it, of course. And then they show up at the party like nothing happened. Oh, now the game audio is drowning me out? Mother... Alright. Is this better? I have some great points to make about Funky and Candy Kong having sex. And I'd be happy to relitigate those points. I'd be happy to talk about those points until we play IDARB. Alright. Well then, the game audio is just... Alright, can you hear me now, Jeff? It's better now, okay. Sorry about that, everyone. So as I was saying, Funky and Candy Kong were having sexual intercourse during Donkey Kong's birthday party. That's why both of them were running late. And then they're going to show up like nothing had happened. But they knew. They knew. It was their little dirty secret. They would glance at each other over the table. Oh my god, Donkey Kong feels so floaty. Coming right after playing the original Country games. I'm like on the moon. I'm on the fucking moon, but I know I'm not on the moon because Donkey Kong's not punching it. I do like this little bit here. You've got the televisions in the cargo hold here, this down plane. And, of course, it's Donkey Kong Country Returns on these old TVs. And not just Donkey Kong Country Returns, but the logos around the world for it. See, there's the Western version. You got the Super Donkey Kong... The Super Donkey Kong Returns in Japan. Anyway, it's a cool touch. But, of course, a cargo hold full of TVs is... much aligned with classic DK Vine fanon, because how do the Kongs get their technology? Why, things like this, plane crashes, shipwrecks. I didn't want to go back in there. This also reminds me of the pilot of Lost when they go back into the remains of Oceanic Flight 815. All right. Well, this is Lost Mangroves, so it is an appropriate level of crossover between the two properties. Now, there's Donkey Kong Island in the background, all snowed over. Although, I wonder why, I do have to cry foul that it's that visible in the background. It should be a little bit teenier, considering the distance we were blown. Whee! Water slide. Alright, now I'm underwater, and of course there is an air meter in this game. This betrays classic Donkey Kong logic, and that the Kongs can just suck air bubbles as an afterthought. No, we have to find the air bubbles now. So this does support our fanon, that this is how the Kongs breathe underwater in the other games. But, I don't know. I like not having to worry about this when I'm underwater in Donkey Kong games. This just feels inconsistent with what came before. Like, it's just an arbitrary way they made it harder. It is great to, like, see the Kong swimming again, though, after that took a hiatus from Returns. Look at it. That is gorgeous. And Mangroves were honestly one of the archetypes that I wanted the most in a Donkey Kong game. Because it just appropriate. I have to look at it one more time. I'm sorry. Like, look at the way that it reflects against the roots there. Holy shit. Yeah, I'd wanted Mangroves ever since I think I saw A Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls treading through Mangroves. And I was like, oh, that would be great. Okay, so I'm getting the hang of the floatier controls, and I missed the banana coin, but I can hop on this dodo, and... Of course, Lost Mangroves is kind of a blending of archetypes. It's a bit of a Bermuda Triangle type area in the Rare Archipelago. Not only are there plane crashes and shipwrecks, it just one of those places that just sucks planes and boats in and just wrecks their navigational equipment. But we also have things like dodo birds in the background, extinct to the broader world, but alive and well here, so. Oh shit, the rolling. The rolling! Oh my god, I forgot. Everything is so frenetic here. Ow! These giant grasshoppers with dog collars. See, I'm bad at this after... It is hard to jump from Country 2 to any of the retro games. I had this problem right after Returns, because I remember I was in Texas with Chad and Alistair and Ozzy Ben. They came to the States, and so I flew to Texas to visit them at Chad's place, and we played Donkey Kong Country 2. And this was right after Returns had come out, and no, like that was a shock. It was like, oh my god, because I got used to the controls in Returns, which of course those were the waggle controls. This was even before Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. So that's a Chomp plant, not to be confused with Chomps, the shark baddie in the Kremlin crew. No, those are Chomp plants. And there's another puzzle piece. The puzzle pieces I mixed on. Oh, you see that ship in the background there? So just... Oop. The puzzle pieces I feel like are... I'm not doing so hot, am I? And there's Professor Chops. We used to call him Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Because he didn't have a name in Donkey Kong Country Returns. He was just called Tutorial Pig. And we were like, that's unacceptable. And this is a banana sprite, by the way. But Retro did make right and name him by Tropical Freeze. I think they did gauge the reaction on places like the DK Vine forum, embarrassingly enough. But they definitely got a read for what Donkey Kong fans responded to with Returns well and did not respond to. And they definitely upped the level of in-universe context and detail in this game. There's also the fact that the... oh, shit. My first death, and it's not even 11 minutes in. But they... yeah, they just little things like giving the Tutorial Pig an actual name and not just have him called Tutorial Pig. It's appreciated. Like, why that wasn't done in Returns, I think there was just kind of a blind spot. It was their first time making a Donkey Kong game, and of course they were under the direction of Tanabe, so, oh yeah, I pick up barrels differently here. Thanks, Professor Chops. Oh, and I just Kong Pow'd. I didn't mean to Kong Pow. That is a frequent problem I have. I don't mean to Kong Pow, which I hate that name too, by the way. It just sounds like somebody making fun of, I don't know, Chinese food. It reminds me of that movie, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. And I'm like, it's just, no. And it's more tied in with the Super Mario blocks, the POW blocks, which would clear your screen of enemies, and so it's the Kong POW. So I get it. I just, it's weird and kind of it's logic defined in a way that I don't feel like Donkey Kong moves really should be. I do love the little touches here, like to see the wildlife that hasn't been incorporated into the Snowmad forces. So you've got these tortoises, and I'm so sorry that I'm not like remembering their names. They've all got weird names, but then you've got the ones in the background who are just grazing and they don't have that headgear. And so that says to me that these tortoises have just been, some of them have been like adopted into the Snowmad forces while the others are just living their life in the background, which is a cool touch. And the level of background detail in these games, Returns and especially Tropical Freeze, is astounding. It really is. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just really getting a feel for the controls at the moment because it is a stark contrast from the original games. On the plus side, this game was made with the gamepad in consideration, so that definitely feels more natural. But, yeah, I don't know. Of course, in these games, every Kong who's not Donkey and then Funky Kong rides on the back of Donkey Kong. So Diddy just rides on this. Well, in single player. If you play 2-player, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can play as Diddy. So, and of course there is a. Oh come on! I have to roll jump. Yeah, there is a hard mode. Then once you beat the game, to where you can just play as Diddy, Dixie, or Cranky and choose at the beginning. The only thing is you have one heart, and it's much harder. But it is still nice to be able to give you that option at least. They didn't do that in Returns. And you got the little Snowmad vessel sailing along the background there. Actually, 2 of them. Yeah, I love that. The Snowmads, you know, back in 2013, E3 2013, when they announced this game, it's been 7 years now, I remember being initially upset that the Kremlings weren't here. Oh, I love this sequence. This is the big showcase of the... Oh, no! Okay, I saw the chance. Okay, I got it. The big showcase of the more three-dimensional blast barrel sequences. Really showing off the HD 720, I think, but not like the level of HD we've come to expect. But this was the first time a Donkey Kong game has actually been in HD. at all, so it's still impressive. These are long-ass stages, too. And one thing coming after the original games is, you know, the background, the scenery constantly is different. It's always different in the background. It doesn't just, it's not just repeating patterns like it is in the original Country and Land games. And you don't think about it when you're playing those games because Rare did a really good job of hiding that with foreground elements and changing the colors and just providing enough things to distract your brain from the Flintstones Hanna-Barbera background effect. I don't care for the DD barrels and the DX barrels and the CK barrels. I think they should all... I understand why they had to do it. But for me, like, a DK barrel can house anybody. And they could have just changed the colors on them. Because Diddy and Dixie both have the initials DK, right? So, don't understand the plugs either. Why, like, some bananas and other items just have plugs. Whoa! Anyway, the snow mats. Back to the snow mats. I'm sorry. Oh, I missed the chomp plant eating the tux. Oh, that's always a good bit. We were disappointed that the Kremlings weren't back because, you know, it was like, oh, they didn't bring the Kremlings. Oh, and I think once Dixie later in that trailer revealed herself, and then we found out later that day that David Wise was back. We didn't really care about the Kremlings, at least at that point. It was like, obviously we missed them, but it was, okay, we can accept them. And it's interesting when you look at the Snowmads as retro, and I'm not sure, and I don't know the exact history here. I know, I have to go down there. There's a little oink enclave down there, but I'm just getting all that. Alright, let's see if I can do this. I'm actually pretty bad at this. This is something like a collect the stars, but the stars disappear and they're bananas. Oh, see, it's unforgiving as hell. Oh my god. But I do like that this is a little Snowmad bar that's hidden down there, and the oinks, which are Professor Chop's people, they kind of just took it over. Can't believe I missed that, though. That's discouraging. This is not a complete 100% or 200% walkthrough. I'm playing this for an hour. I will stream this eventually, along with all these other games that I'm kind of previewing today. DK Vine is definitely diversifying its streams and my streaming output going forward after this week. This is kind of a Whitman sampler, or maybe a Russell Stover sampler, since that's my surname. My surname is Stover. Of things to come, streaming content to come. We're obviously going to continue with our Sunday Sea of Thieves streams and maybe bonus Sea of Thieves streams. So these are like click-clacks in that... Oh, no, I Kong-Pal'd it. Oh. So I can't get the G now. I can't get the G. And then I just stepped on spikes because I'm not thinking. I'm falling to pieces, everyone. This is not good. Okay, I can do this. And then I can get up. Oh, bye, Diddy. Oh, no. I still had a heart. Okay. And then you blast to these bonus stages. And the... So much I want to say about these. They're repetitive. They're repetitive. They're fun at first. But I feel like even Returns didn't have as repetitive bonus stages as Tropical Freeze does. And it's one area of the game that I think could be improved going forward. Just the fact that they're all Snowmad, like treasure hoards. It gets all samey, and they're all just... It just, by the time you get, honestly, to the second world, it's old hat. Whereas I feel like the bonus stages in Country 2 and 3, they kept you on your toes. Yeah, they are all set under 3 or 4 types of bonus stages, but they're all different. They're all different layouts. And, oh, I fucking Kong-Pal'd again. See, okay. They map the barrel picking up, the item picking up to trigger, and I always mistake it with the Kong Pao because it doesn't feel right to me. This is a good bit, though. I like this bit. And we blast over there, and you think, oh, I see it, but then you're gonna fling it over there. There's more. And these spikes, actually, Cranky can hop over with these spikes, so if you come back with Cranky, you don't even have to worry about that. So I got 7 out of 9 puzzle pieces. Not good. Not great for the guy who runs DK Vine. But it's alright. It's alright. I'm making excuses for myself, and that will help soothe my battered, fragile ego. Hello to everyone in the live stream chat, by the way. We got Sean back, Jeff back. Unaverage Joe is there. Hello. Anyway, look at the design of Donkey Kong. In the retro era, he got really like massive forearms, and his arms, I feel like they're longer in general. But like, look how jacked he is in the forearms alone. You know why that is, right? Everybody knows why that is. It's because Candy Kong and Funky Kong are having all the sex, and Donkey Kong's alone in his treehouse, masturbating furiously with both hands. I mean, he's very talented. But that's probably why he looks the way he did. Yeah, there's your masturbation joke, by the way. You're welcome. I'm Hyle Russell. This is DK Vines, not E3. Stream-A-Ganza, day 2. Day 2. Hello to Jordan, by the way. Just going to check in with the live stream when I can. Luckily, the loading times in the Wii U version are massive, so I have plenty of time to check it with a live stream. The map screens are also much improved in this game. You know, I feel like I'm criticizing some of Retro's design choices too much, and when I criticize Retro, I'm not criticizing Retro so much. I'm criticizing some of the directions they had and had to hew to too closely, too literally. And one of those things was in Donkey Kong Country Returns, they modeled the map screens after the new Super Mario Brothers series, or at least the original new Super Mario Brothers. And one of the biggest complaints we had on DK Vine was the characters were not running around the map screen. They were tokens. They were little medallions that you just moved back and forth. It was completely breaking the immersion, you know? And Retro, my God, to their credit, they did it. And also, I have no idea if this was intentional or not, considering the font is Jungle Fever. But this is the font. We still use this font on DK Vine, but this was DK Vine's main font during the era this game came out. And they used it. They incorporated it for the map screens in this game. And, well, for, I think, most of the in-game text on the menus. But yeah, they used the same font we were using. We started using it in 2010, right before Returns came out, and then they adopted it for Tropical Freeze. It's called Jungle Fever. It's a pretty basic font. It's readily available, but so it's probably not a reference to DK Vine, but considering they listened to all the complaints we had about the map screen, I'm going to just chalk that up as a potential nod to our community. All right. But getting back to the snowmats, I'm so sorry. I keep losing my train of thought here because I get distracted by everything else. I love these dead fish, by the way. These dead fish with flies buzzing around them, or dragonflies in this case. Such a nice touch. You really get a sense of like these camps that the snowman made. You really get a good idea of their culture in a way that you never got with the Tiki Tak tribe. And that's why I do like the snowmats. Whoa! Yeah. I do like the snowmats. Obviously not as much as the Kremlings, but I think when you realize that it was still Retro's edict not to use too much of what Rare did, like create your own stuff, they were kind of between a rock and a hard place with this game because they, being Donkey Kong Country fans, Michael Kalbau is a huge fan of the original games, and I know he wanted to use more stuff Tanabe was more that old school Nintendo mentality where, hey, you know, that was a different team, make your own stuff, add your own contributions to Donkey Kong's world, which is frustrating for us fans, but that is the way Nintendo views things most of the time. It's why, you know, like I say, Waluigi has never been in a Wario game. So I think what Retro did was they studied the Kremlings. They studied the Kremlings, and they studied what makes the Kremlings so beloved by the fans. And you see a lot of that in the Snowmads, in their behaviors, in their attitudes. You could even like do one-to-one comparisons for a lot of the Snowmads with Kremlin archetypes. All right, let's break Dixie out. Dixie is once again the best Kong partner in the game, I would say. And there's a lot of debate where like, well, Cranky is the Kong you want to use if you're a really skilled player, and Diddy is better all around. But honestly, like, I think that we just look deeper sometimes than it actually is. It's Dixie's hair always makes her the best choice. If I can get up there. Oh wait, I probably have to. I have to go over here. Yeah. It was such a joy to get Dixie back. It's so weird now to think like how big of a deal that was in 2013 to have Dixie Kong announced. And we knew Dixie Kong was going to be in the game before Cranky. Cranky infamously was revealed at the, I think it was still Spike TV, the Game Awards, or whatever it was called then. And Cranky Kong was trending on Twitter because Nintendo fans had talked themselves up into this notion that Nintendo was going to apologize for making Retro develop another Donkey Kong game. That's not how it happened, obviously, but and they were going to announce the next Metroid Prime game at the Game Awards. They just talked themselves up into this like baseless hype. And what was revealed by Nintendo at the Game Awards, that Cranky was a playable character in Tropical Freeze, which didn't go over so well. Didn't go over so well back in the day. It's so gratifying, though, to see how much the critical reception to this game has improved over time, and divorced from the drama of the Wii U, right? Like, Nintendo loyalists in particular, I think, have had a chip on their shoulder since the N64 days. And I'm not like, these Snaggles are back from returns. And they chase you too, so you have to be quick. Although, you know, playing Sea of Thieves as much as I do, I could Kong Pal them, honestly. Let me get to the position where I can Kong Pal both of them. Come on, you son of a bitch. Alright. Or smile, you son of a bitch. And then Dixie has the best Kong Pal because you get the golden hearts. But no, Tropical Freeze, if I can get it, there we go. So now I've got double the hearts. She's the best Kong, and she's the most useful Kong because she gives you the best enhancements when you Kong Pal. No, but yeah, the Wii U, like I said, Nintendo fans have had a chip on their shoulder for the longest time. I'm running low on oxygen, and I think once we got to the Wii U, after the massive success of the Wii, that chip was massive, and it was like, we don't just want to be the cutesy 2D platformer console, and we already had enough of that with Mario, right? So, oh, Banana Sprite. Not to be confused with Banana Fairies or Banana Birds. These are Banana Sprites, which is just a fanon name we gave them. They don't actually have a name, but it helps differentiate them in the lore. Whee! And you can infinite roll in these games too. You don't even need momentum with enemies. You could just, so long as you have a Kong and enough space, a Kong buddy and enough space, you could just do this forever, which is hard to adjust to when you go back to the Super Nintendo ones, let me tell you. Anyway, so yeah, this game came out at an unfortunate time because for some reason people had hyped up. There is Jeff Onan's favorite baddie in the game, Monocle Monica. I don't know why I'm calling Jeff out there. I feel like we've had conversations where Jeff has just ranted about the name Monocle Monica. Maybe it's my imaginary friend, Jeff Oden. Oh, and so, see, now the sandbag has come down, so I need to... Not sandbag, the... Oh, no! Screw that up. Collect all the bananas. Collect all the bananas. Okay, now I get a heart. Now I'll do it. And fling him, and then you get a puzzle piece. Yeah, they had, like, built up Metroid as, like, Nintendo's Halo, which has never been that. For one, it's always been more niche. And two... It's a completely different type of game. Like, but yeah, they built up Metroid as like this critical pleasing, like this will make us competitive with Sony and Microsoft. And then when Retro, the only studio that was, has made Metroid Prime games, at that point in time, minus the pinball one and some, when they were working on yet another damn Donkey Kong Country game. It was just a weird mood, like, oh no, what did I do? Well, I need to, oh no, I don't. Okay. Oh, but I hit the fish, and I lost, okay, whatever. But flash forward a couple years later, and Tropical Freeze started to get critically reevaluated, and I was like, hey, actually, this is a really fantastic platformer, and it doesn't deserve the derision it got just by basis of being a game that Retro didn't want to make at the time. They wanted to keep making Donkey Kong games, and yeah, now it's weird because I feel like Tropical Freeze might be critically over evaluated. Like now it's considered like this flawless game that's even better than DKC2, and I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely do sometimes consider this my second favorite Donkey Kong Country game when you like remove nostalgia and just minor nitpicky details or things like the lack of animal buddies or whatever. But oh, come on. And if you like read between the lines from what our sources have told us over the years, like a lot of the decisions in these games that rankle fans, like the lack of animal buddies, a lot of it was just based on the conditions. Retro had less autonomy making these games than Rare had making their games, so it is what it is. But now times are changing at Nintendo too. Nintendo realizes the love that people have for the classic Donkey Kong Country characters. K. Rool obviously is the big example of that. Ah, come on. And there's also a lot of fans of Donkey Kong coming up at Nintendo themselves, the younger generation, who will be succeeding the Tanabis and Miyamotos, and really driving Nintendo into the future. Big Donkey Kong fans, Donkey Kong Country fans, Super Donkey Kong fans. So this is kind of an interesting game. These two games are interesting for the time they came out because it's a time of transition for Nintendo, for Donkey Kong, for the industry. And I think, like Jungle Beat, no, it's not exactly what we would want, but I'm very glad we got these games. I love them to death. Returns, I get nostalgic for. It's the 10-year anniversary this E3, well, I quote-unquote E3, of Returns being announced. And that saved our fan base. That saved our community. I'm going to have to do a Twitter post about that, I think, just because it was a big deal, Returns, and we can say, oh, well, Returns didn't have this, it didn't have that, it had waggle controls, but Returns was a damn good game, too. Sometimes I even like Returns better than the original Donkey Kong Country, nostalgia aside. So we're going to go through the secret exit. Can I hold A? Thank you. There, yeah, okay. Don't drown. Don't drown. Oh, I'm gonna drown. Oh no, I got air bubbles, thank God. What's causing that? Ooh, a big plane propeller. Let's not go in there. So these portals. Let's talk about these portals. So Retro infamously, or well, I don't know why infamous sounds so like underhanded, famously played every Donkey Kong game. I say every Donkey Kong game. They played the 3 country games and the 3 Donkey Kong Land games in preparation for Donkey Kong Country Returns, and they took inspiration from them. They also played Banjo-Kazooie, which I find interesting. That might be where the puzzle pieces came from. But, yeah, those portals, they're tied to the secret exits of this game. And, of course, Donkey Kong Land had swirling portals as its level exits. So, in my mind, and I don't think, and there's any reason to dispute this, the Donkey Kong Land portals are just like these portals, generated by Snowmat runes, because we know the Snowmats have visited Donkey Kong Island in the past. They've set it in their sights. We find out at the end of this game, they're even responsible for the same landmass that is Chimpanzee Clouds in Donkey Kong Land, and also houses the Donkey Kong 64 world, Fungi Forest, or is it Fungus Forest in Donkey Kong 64? Whatever, the Banjo-Kazooie world that was going to be one of those, and then it was the other one in Donkey Kong 64. Let's visit Funky. This is a Toxless Funky. Tox has not been invented yet in the Wii U version, so it's just going to be Funky. Don't tell me you forgot your pal Funky Kong. I'm the one fucking your girlfriend. So Squawks, of course, has been demoted in the retro games to the puzzle piece sniffer. I always like to have a Squawks, a one-time use of Squawks, at least in the inventory. Some of this stuff was introduced in the 3DS version of Donkey Kong Country Returns. The green balloons and blue balloons. Now, obviously, like in Donkey Kong lore, green balloons are worth 2 lives and blue balloons are worth 3 lives. But they've been given a secondary use in the retro games because you only get red balloons in these games. So, interestingly enough, Retro almost introduced another variation, yellow balloons, and they're going to be sold by Cranky in his shop in Donkey Kong Country Returns, and they would have been worth 7 lives. But they're still hanging above his shop on the map screen in Donkey Kong Country Returns. So, yeah, yellow balloons in Donkey Kong lore are worth 7 lives, but they're so rare we've never encountered them in the wild. Now, of course, the toy machine here. These aren't as cool as, yeah, I got a fluff toy. Whoopee. Do another one. These aren't as cool as, like, Smash Brothers trophies. I could, you know, the text description is what makes Smash Brothers trophies. These are fun to look at, but I could use, like, hey, learn a little bit about this character, too. I got another Funky Kong? What the hell? One more, and then I'm out of banana coins. Got a Tux toy. It is helpful learning the Snowman names, though. Oh, yeah, okay. So Funky's telling me I'm out of money, so exit shop. Alright. So we'll, let's not go to Zipline Shore. That's... Oh, actually, I unlocked it, though. I was gonna say, we'll do Zipline Shore. Zipline Shrine, excuse me. I was gonna, get Cranky Kong, because Cranky Kong's big debut is in 1-3, but this is a cool level, so we'll just do it. It's also more challenging, being one of the hidden levels. This is where we really get a little bit more context for the banana sprites. Not a whole lot, but the fact that there is this ancient shrine to them. And they all, like, come spitting out of the statue. And they're going to be a prominent part of this level. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff, I'm doing the levels in this order. I'm just This is just a 1-hour stream of me playing Tropical Freeze, so, you know, I can't really be playing the levels in the order I like to play them in. Oh, and now the banana sprite's been activated, so I need to chase its little dangling tail. I got a banana coin for that, for all my troubles there. Why am I holding the Dixie barrel? I don't know. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to drop it. So this is the zip line portion. Oh, well, that wasn't much. That was just an introduction, but that's a fun mechanic. Of course, you could just zip line right over this and miss it completely. So there's only 5 puzzle. I don't like the inconsistency of how many puzzle pieces are in each level. I think they should have just, like, stuck to 5. 5 is doable. 4 would be even better, but, like, sometimes there's 7, sometimes there's 9, and it's just like, oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, don't do this to me. As far as banana characters go, because you've also got Xananab from Planet Plantain in Jungle Climber. I would say the banana sprites are my least favorite of the bunch, just because there's not much to them. We know the least amount about them and their purpose. I think like banana fairies have been established as protecting the banana trees on Donkey Kong Island. Banana birds are just like ancient mystical creatures, which banana sprites are as well, but they do get into like the magic properties of bananas, which might be why the Sea of Thieves expanded universe character Naveed thinks bananas have magical healing properties. I'm getting deep into lore now. Reference Naveed. Alright. Professor Chops, you know, I don't hate Professor Chops. I'm not in love with him either. I'm at best I'm Chops neutral, right? Like, I just don't feel like he fits. Oh, you little... Okay, drop it. Thank you. I mean, it is what it is, and this game did make me like him better by giving him a name and also, like, establishing that his pig people, they're called oinks, and they might even be responsible for the Juicy Jungle factor, if we can believe concept art. So, like, you know, the added context is nice. Context, even. I just, the problem is, okay, Professor Chops is a fine character. He would be a fine introduction to the Donkey Kong franchise, were we getting more Donkey Kong games. But because we got 2 new Donkey Kong games, really like just 2 new, in a whole 10-year period, it feels like, okay, well, Professor Chops, he's there in place of a character that I already know and could have enjoyed seeing back. Like, it could have been, I don't know, Candy or Wrinkly or something, right? Like, I love new characters being introduced to the series. I do. And I'm all for that, and I don't feel like the cast should ever be stagnant. I don't feel like they need to be beholden to any particular member. I mean, Rare switched out the cast all the time. The thing is, though, Rare also released, like, what, 7 Donkey Kong games, 8 Donkey Kong games in a span of just a few years. So it always felt like, okay, well, we're not going to see Candy Kong in this game. Whatever, she'll be back. So when you only get 2 Donkey Kong games in a year and you don't know what the future of Donkey Kong, what his home is going to be going forward, it does feel like, when we get a Donkey Kong game, right, I want as many characters in there as possible. And that's not really a good way to make a game. No, but if we just had more opportunities to spend time with the Donkey Kong cast, then new characters, and I say new, he's 10 years old, but newer characters like Professor Chops, new to the retro games, would feel a lot less like interlopers. And some of that is just psychology as a fan. I mean, like, I eventually, you know, came around on Hoofer and Orko and the Jungle Beat cast, but I don't know. I'm hoping going forward, like, Donkey Kong will have a more stable home, and so there's not this feeling of, well, that was our one chance to see Brash Bear and I don't know, Glower the Tadpole, now Frog, probably for another 5 to 10 years. Crash Team Racing, the new one, everybody's talking about like how it like celebrates all these characters from the lore and introduces so many obscure characters. And I wouldn't necessarily know, not being, you know, a big Crash fan or anything, but that's what I hear from my friends. Oh, damn it. And as a Donkey Kong fan, you know, it would be great to get something like that. Oh, whatever. I already got it. It's just a banana coin. Oh, I missed it again. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to hit the G, right? I think that's a hoots. I think that's what they're called. I tried to hit it, but I have to hit the platform and then do a rolly roll to the owl. Okay. So wait for it to swing back, then do that, and then I have to boom, boom, like that. Okay. Define my expectations, Tropical Freeze. Oh, I got greedy. I got so greedy. These games are a fair bit harder than Rare's games too. Like, I think they definitely, like, up the challenge, and I'm fine with that. I actually enjoyed that. That's one area I really do appreciate, that they saw how hard Rare's games were in comparison to some other titles, and they just decided to lean into it, and I think that should be Donkey Kong's role in Nintendo's pantheon. You know, Mario's Platformers 101, this is the master class. This is advanced platforming. Okay, but there's a little plug down here, so I gotta get that. Okay, that was... Oh, and it gave me and I got all the puzzle pieces, so I don't have to worry about that. Sweet. Oh, and then we got Banana Fairy, or Banana Sprites. I called them Banana Fairies. Oh, I'm so ashamed. Oh, get back here. Oh, don't you run away from me. Don't you do it. Oh, whatever. Ow. So you can just see how long these levels are in comparison to the levels from Country 2. Like, we're almost an hour in, and I've only played 3 levels. We're, you know, in this time, I was already, like, around the second world, getting close to the second world in Country 2. Alright, everybody's talking about the way I died, you know. And now I can reach Canopy Chaos from this direction. But I can't reach it from this direction. If I want to unlock that, I've got to go through the regular exit in... What's it called? Shipwreck Shore. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go... I'll do that some other time. Right now, I'm going to play Canopy Chaos, coming at it from that angle. So yeah, like, if Professor Chops is in the next Donkey Kong game, I'll honestly be happy so long as we see, you know, other characters too. Returning favorites who we haven't seen in years. And some new characters too. Like, keep adding new characters to the cast, absolutely. But I'm also hoping we'll get a more robust schedule of releases for Donkey Kong games. I'm not looking for anything, like, on a scale we used to, because times have changed, but... It would be nice to think, like, maybe every 3 years we could get some type of Donkey Kong game. That would be a suitable compromise, I think. Don't know if that will ever happen again, but a guy can dream. I actually like this one. This is a nice, fun bonus stage. Just very rooted in elementary Donkey Kong mechanics. Donkey Kong Country mechanics. Well, Donkey Kong Jr. mechanics, really, but so much of the Donkey Kong Country series is actually indebted to Donkey Kong Jr. Why did I do that? I didn't even grab it. I just... Okay, okay, I see. Well, let me get cranky so I don't die. So Cranky, of course, has the Scrooge McDuck pogo stick, which we all said he would, but see, it can withstand jumping on brambles too, so... I've not played this game on the Wii U since the Switch version came out. I might have gotten some screenshots with the Wii U, but aside from that, I haven't really, like, given it my all. Okay, so I see the barrel, it just... Alright. I'm also not used to Cranky, I have to be honest. So, okay. It was really great to see Cranky as the fourth playable Kong. I think everybody was kind of surprised initially by it, but it makes sense when you think about how Cranky was the star of the original arcade Donkey Kong. Arguably, Donkey Kong, besides being the star of Donkey Kong Country, was the star of Donkey Kong Jr., if you accept that he is the adult Donkey Kong Jr., which DK Vine does. I feel like that is the most logical interpretation of the family tree. But then Diddy was the star of Country 2 and Dixie was the star of Country 3. So you got the four Kongs who have been the stars of the franchise, essentially, teaming up. Did I miss? I missed something, didn't I? Yeah, okay. It's fine. Oh, my dog does not like that I missed that. Barco, everyone. That is Barco the dog. Okay, Barco. That's good. That's plenty. I guess I should show off Cranky's Kong Pal. Oh. Oh, I lost Cranky. Never mind. I'm doing terribly at this. It's alright. Really, when I stream this game, I'm gonna have to just stream it, like, independent of the country games. See, yeah. The original... Yes, yes, yes. Alright, hold on. Let me calm my dog down just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Alright, let's try to finish this level before... And there's Cranky, thankfully I can just get him back. Got super distracted there, I'm sorry. Alright. I can show off Cranky's Kong Pal now, though, so that's a benefit. do that with the monocle Monicas. And he gives you banana coins, which there are an abundance of in this game. It's so easy to rack up. Like, inflation must be terrible on Donkey Kong Island. The recession really hit them hard. Ah! I didn't duck. Okay, that's okay. There's a heart there. Of course, Retro is known for their big, like, Michael Bay-esque set pieces, too. And there's just a Professor Chops. I'm nowhere near finished. But especially as you progress through the game, you get, like, really just insane, destructive set pieces where the stages will crumble away, something will be chasing you, which is fun. A lot of people don't like that Cranky's mellowed out so much in this game. Like, you know, he's no longer the colossal asshole that he used to be. I'm kind of okay with that, because really Cranky's biggest problem is he doesn't want to be forgotten. He didn't want to retire when he did. So to have him come back and be one of the main protagonists of the game, of course it would mellow him out. It's basically his dream come true, is to still be recognized as a hero. And like all of our elders, be recognized as important, as vital to our society. So, you know, don't be ageist, everyone. Don't be ageist. Cranky still has a lot to offer. Of course, also losing his wife probably mellowed him out a little bit, too. Oh, let's go. Speaking of Cranky and all that. That is one of the few references to the original games, the original country games, little Easter eggs in either Returns or Tropical Freeze. You know, they load them up with arcade homages, obviously, and then a lot of bizarre Super Mario homages. But right here, this gramophone is a nice little shout out to the original DKC, and you can only get up here with Cranky too, so it's appreciated. So let's go through Donkey Kong Land portal, and here we are. Sean says the big problem with post-rare Cranky is that he'll never break the fourth wall again. Now he's just an angry old man without specifically being washed up game character. Yeah, basically. Although, you know, sometimes you see gleams of that. Maybe not in the games themselves, but definitely when, like, Cranky ran Nintendo of America's Twitter account that one time, you saw it. And even in Returns a little bit, you saw there's a line I remember that stuck out to me in Returns where he's talking about roll jumping and how, like, apes don't really need the laws of physics, which I thought was cool and clever. But yeah, he doesn't really break the fourth wall that much anymore. Jeff is upset because if I would have done the proper exits, we would have had the minecart stage. Yeah, you know what, Jeff? You can't always get what you want, buddy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you know what? I feel like you got what you needed, and that was Zipline Shrine. So you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you know what? When I stream this game for real, when I sit down and spend some significant time with Tropical Freeze, you'll all get your damn minecart stage, all right? I wanted to zipline today, and I stand by that. Anyway, We are just going to jump over from the Wii U to the Xbox One. So this will take probably 1 or 2 minutes to set up. Jeff and I are going to play iDarb, which is a funny, weirdo DKU game. Banjo and Conquer are there, among others. So check that out. So we'll just be going offline ever so briefly. Stay tuned. DK Vines, not E3 Stream-A-Ganza continues.